Welcome to the Third Faction Podcast. We are gamers.
We are hard chargers.
And casuals.
We are serious.
And ridiculous. We are RP Coven.
Kermit.
Fu Manchu.
And Miss Listra. We are the Good People in Gaming podcast.
We are the Third Faction.
So let's do a quick check here. Can you hear the noise in the background behind me?
A little bit, but not too bad.
Okay, I'm going to go kill it. I'm going to make it dead.
Okay, make it dead. Sounds good.
Just like any other game.
Yes, make it dead. Wow, she's killing that. Welcome. Welcome.
I have killed it until it is dead.
All right, it's dead from it.
Yes.
I'm not sure where our other partner in crime is at.
I don't know, man. He's kind of, there's my alarm going off. It says, hey, we're supposed to podcast. So, some of us know what the hell we're doing.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it.
Of the time. Yeah, me either. It's like, we just do what we do. And we do it well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if we need a big questionnaire or anything like that. I don't even have any clue, but tell everybody what we're talking about today.
Welcome to the Third Faction Podcast, your Good People in Gaming podcast. Here's me, Listra, and you, Kermit, and we're all alone.
Well, we're not alone because there's two of us. We can't be alone with two people.
We can't be alone with two people. We're alone together.
We're alone together.
We are alone together today. So far. We actually played a really cool game. I don't even want to call it. It's like board game on steroids is what I like to call it, kind of.
And tabletop on steroids.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. It's way better. But it's super cool, and we've been super enjoying it. And it's a little older game, I think, too.
Yeah, it's a couple years old. But there's a new one coming out, so.
Which is kind of why we started playing this one. Because, if there's a new one coming out, let's have a look at it, and let's see what our comparison is. We got to have something to compare it to, which is good. So we were playing Solasta. There's more to it. Hold on, I gotta flip over.
The Crown of the Magistrate. Solasta, Crown of the Magistrate.
Magister? Yeah, Magister. That's it.
Yeah, Magister.
And this has a definite feel like all of our tabletop games that we've been playing. My brother-in-law loves to DM for us. It's one of his favorite things, and he's found some games where we don't need a DM, but he's still, it's like a card-driven tabletop dungeon crawler, which is super cool. But this one, I really like this one. This one's very D&D. Yeah, it's got the right feel.
Yeah, it's more so based on the 5th edition rules of D&D. It's the developers is Tactical Adventures and the publishers Tactical Adventures. So it's an indie group. They put a lot of heart and soul into this. There's like 5 DLCs that you can buy with it. I mean, or opposed to, or next to, next. And Solasta 2 is about to come out, and they're early access right now. Which from the mechanics, rolling down, turn-based, tactical, adventure, D&D style. Of course, it has all your traditional dwarves, elves, halflings, race-based, D&D race bases. So that makes it a lot of fun because I'm always a dwarf. I like playing dwarves.
Yeah, so, you're a dwarf guy. I don't know what it is.
Well, I'm 5'6", and I mean, full of muscle. Why wouldn't I be a dwarf, right? No.
Okay. So you're projecting. I like this.
I am.
I love it. I, of course, I picked an elf of some sort because that's my persona. I love to do elves. It's whether they're blood elves, high elves, whatever. I'm an elf person. I love it. Maybe it's the pointy ears. I don't know. Customizations on this thing were actually pretty darn good too.
Yeah, I really like the dwarven beards in this game. You're hard pressed to find a bunch of different beards for dwarves in a lot of games. This game has some of the best dwarven beards I've ever seen. Like, we got 4 characters that have dwarves that can have beards, and they're all different. All
Yes.
the beards are different colors, different styles. I was like, yes.
They got braids, they got decorations, they've got, I mean,
Yes.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. I think with this game, it gives you all the tactical stuff. Like building a character is basically like if you're rolling up a character in D&D. They have all of the dice that are rolled out for you. And what I did with my character, just to make it feel more D&D based, you can roll as many times as you want. What I do when I'm DM and I go ahead and have everybody roll up, I give them 3 chances to roll. They write down their 3 numbers and then they pick from the best group that they had. That was it. That's all they get. So I did that with my characters when I rolled them up. So I thought that was, to me, that was like fair. I was like, okay. And did I get all the best stats? Absolutely not, because I never do.
True.
But I got what I needed for some of my attributes that I need in order to play my fighter, which I pretty much always play some type of fighter, whether it be a mage, battle mage, whether it be dwarven cleric, battle cleric or whatever. I usually make, put the stats into that, mostly strength, a little bit of dex, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So
Yep. It's a cake recipe, man. Just keep adding. Make it with
Yep.
love.
I do. What type of character do you mostly play? Do you usually play Rangers or?
Used to do a lot of caster class because mages, sorcerers, wizards, whatever happened to come up with that. I've moved more to the ranger class. Though I'm not opposed to throwing a little fireball every now and then. I'll roll up a mage, but yeah, I'm kind of going to the roguey ranger type now.
Well, good. I'm glad you didn't pick a class in this one, a mage class, because we'd probably all be dead, blown
You
up.
probably would be dead. Yeah, you probably would be dead. I am trying to be more cautious in my play because I have played enough tabletop with my brother-in-law and whatnot where we get ourselves in some tight situations, and we don't want to do that. Not with this one. So anyway,
Yeah.
we did start right into the nitty gritty here, didn't we?
Yeah. Remember
Yeah,
you and Karen that time?
yeah, we jumped right in. As far as do we want to go back and go over the?
No, I don't really care about all that right now.
Okay, we don't give. We can play this, so you can play this too. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of
No.
from
Well,
your computer.
like I said, the developers is Tactical Adventures. The publisher was Tactical Adventures. From when we started out, I think the whole starting out of the game, the storyline was pretty clean. Are the graphics up top notch? No, not really. But the mechanics are amazing. So it
Okay,
kind of immerses
yes.
you in the mechanics.
And quite frankly, for the dungeon crawler that it is, I kind of like the graphics on this one. It's a little bit quirky. It's not like, ooh, we've got the big Unreal Engine and whatnot going in it, but it just feels right for the dungeon crawler that it is. It just seems to fit. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's not. They're not horrible. No, by any means. I think the animations are good when they cast spells. I think one of the things that got me, like, really sucked me in is the combat um, array and positioning. They square it up, but you also can move around to, if your levels height, like if there's something flying, it actually shows you how far away it is. So if it's above your head too far that you can't reach, you cannot reach that creature. I thought
Yeah,
that was
nope.
amazing.
I did like that too.
I mean, they come down, they attack, and then they fly back up to the point where you can't hit them. That's just pure genius, right?
Hmm.
I
I
mean,
did like that. It kind of freaked me out the first time it happened. I'm like, what do you mean I can't hit that? It's right there. It's like, nope, it's flying around. You're not gonna get that shot. So
right. And this game offers a little bit more than just the D&D role playing aspect of it. The travel system on it you're not walking your characters. Your characters are traveling from one point to another, just like a D&D, tabletop where you would go, okay, you guys need to go over here to this city over here. So they start their adventure. As they're moving along throughout the day, there's random encounters. You guys are doing things, you're hunting, you're doing all these other things. So it basically gives you time to think about what you're going to do, and then things will pop up. You got attacked by bandits, you got attacked by wolves, you got attacked by whatever, but other things will pop up too. You made some potions because you had the ingredients, you collected animals to get food, all of these things, as soon as you're traveling, they pop up on the screen. It's just like D&D, the DM's making random rolls for encounters, and once he hits one, there it is, it pops right up at you, and then you go back into the turn-based tactical view. But I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it's like, you didn't find anything to eat today. Oop, bummer.
Oop.
You got it. You're eating your rations now, and you're down too. It's like, oh, there's 4 of you. You just went through 4 rations, and you only had 6 to start with. So yeah, it's a good solid game.
Yeah, it gives you that sense of dread, right? Like that. Okay, we don't have the rations to rest if we're going over here, and we've already ate our rations, didn't find any more food. Now we can't do what's called a long rest. You can't long rest without your rations. So that makes it so you don't get your spells back. It makes it so you don't get your abilities back, certain abilities. If you've already wasted them, and when one battle and you're traveling, you get attacked again. It really does give you that sense of dread, like, oh no, what do I do? So those are things to keep in mind as you're traveling. You got to have your rations, got to have, if you run out of arrows, you don't get to shoot no more arrows. You don't get some games have, if you have a bow, you have arrows, right? No, you use arrows, you use bolts, you use components. The game has spell components. If you don't have a holy symbol on you, you can't cast divine spells, right?
Right, and
That's how it's supposed
if you
to be.
think back, well, you wouldn't remember this, but I do. Well, you might. I mean, when the early days of World of Warcraft, you had to carry your supplies to be able to throw up a portal, cast a
Yeah,
spell. You needed the onks, and you needed all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah,
And that's what this feels like. It's like that old, oh, you fucked up, Johnson. You got to go back and get some more. Or you get in a
yeah,
dungeon, it's like, oh man, I forgot to bring arrows. Okay, that was a dull moment that we used to call it. It's like, okay,
yeah.
hey, you got any arrows? No. Well, in that day and age, you didn't get to fast travel back into the dungeon either. You had to
No,
get out, port out, and then fly your ass back. So you wasted a whole lot of time if you forgot any of your supplies. It was ridiculous.
right.
And today, when we were playing Solasta, it was, oh shit, I'm down to like 11 arrows by the time we got out of this thing. That was
Right?
it. I was like sweating it. It's like if we hit another big encounter, I was going to be out of arrows. And then it was
Yeah.
going to be hand to hand combat. And that was not good for my ranger type, okay? Wasn't going to do well. So, word to the wise, if you're going to start this game, make sure you take all your supplies in with you. Plan on a really long dungeon encounter. How many rounds did we have to our last fight? Was it
Oh, it was
like,
a lot. Yeah.
I want to
It
say at least 10.
it was at least 10. Yeah. They give you the rounds. They go through it, and you're not always hitting it. And it feels like
Oh
D&D in
my
that sense,
God.
because you're rolling a 1, you're rolling a 5. You're like, oh my God, change these dice.
That's exactly what I yelled. You change dice, will you, man? That would be another thing that would be kind of cool is you could change dice in this thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, and we've got, encounters with are they Sarlaccs?
Yes, the
Okay,
Sarlacc.
these things are hanging on the sides of the walls in between things. And we are having a hell of a time getting position on them so we can hit them even as ranger because they're hanging in between 2 crevices in this game. It was crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
nope, can't hit that. Well, it's like I'll try to hit it, I freaking rolled up a freaking 8. It's like, oh, miss. Okay, great, thanks. Absolutely
That's the
love this
whole
game.
Yeah, that's the whole tactical part about it, is it does have if you're being uh blocked by something, so you can stand behind stuff and be partially guarded from that item. Like if you're taller and you're standing next to a stone wall, a half stone wall, you get half protection from that, so that lowers, their attack on you. And if they got high ground, it takes all the elements of what D&D uses with the high ground, the flight, the movements, the spaces. Like the dwarves, of course, are not going to move as far as the elves because they got short, little, tiny legs. So,
Right.
so you're only moving 30 feet. And elf is moving 50. So you're like,
right, and your caster is not able to climb the walls. Your cleric was not climbing the walls like my
yeah,
ranger was.
no,
It's like,
he wasn't. He was because also he's not as strong in his weight. That's what it was. He was
yeah,
over encumbered, but even being lightly encumbered without the strength to climb, it's basically like a check. He doesn't have the climb, ability, so he's not going to get any extra points for it. He doesn't have the strength for it. He's not going to be able to climb like that. He's just going to fall, Or if he does make a check, he gets halfway up the wall, doesn't make the
yes.
next one. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. And even the enemies were not able to make their checks either for their athleticism. It was kind of
Right.
cool to watch that because you get the rolls are right there on the screen, man. You've got the sound effects, you've got the rolls. They're telling you exactly, what criteria they're using. It's really good.
Uh,
I'm really anxious to see what the second one's going to bring. I'm already pretty much sold on the second one, and I haven't even looked that deep into it. Because if they can replicate what they did with this one and then improve on it, absolutely amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I already bought the early access to
Shut
Solasta 2.
up!
So yes, I
So
did.
guess what I'm doing?
I made bad decisions. I made some bad decisions, but
Yeah, we have adult money. We can make adult
in,
decisions. It's fine.
in hindsight, what I'm
Yes.
looking at here is not only a game that you can put down, like get on, play the game through. Every scenario is going to be different. So technically, we have kind of like 3 games going on right now because we have
Yes.
we got. I have one with me and Fu. I got one with you, and then we had one with Brooke as Hell.
Mm-hmm.
So in each one of them, I've already seen different scenarios based on the characters, right?
Right.
So if you have certain characters that have higher charisma or even lower charisma, the reaction to the NPCs are totally different. And that's, to me, that's amazing because they really took the time to think about the charisma, the intimidation. Like you walk up to a guy selling something and you say, "Give me that." You have opportunity to get that thing for free, right? Like,
Yeah.
like,
You get to haggle a little bit here.
yeah, right. So
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job with that. I think the interaction with the NPCs is good. The storyline's decent so far. I haven't found the combat to me has been spot on as far as like it makes me feel like I'm in a D&D session, you know.
I
So
know.
with the
Same. This is like, okay, if you have friends that you've got spread out all over the country or even just too far in the same state or whatever, you just can't get together. This is the great equalizer for that game. You can
yeah,
get together and play a tabletop game without being in the same room. And it is thoroughly
right.
enjoyable and it just works.
Yeah, they have push tactics, so you can push things off of. You can shoot stalagmites. You can spells that you would think would be non-void in certain things like sleep, hideous laughter. All of these things that the D&D realm provides that people skip over are worth something in this game.
Yeah.
Because as well as I know, some spellcasters will skip certain spells. Like I want the fireball, I want the lightning bolt, I want I want all of
Yeah, they
these
go for the
big
big hitter.
damage spells. But when these other NPCs are casting spells like sleep, and you're vulnerable at that point, you're done. You're just done. You're sitting there taking crit damage every time they attack you, and you're asleep for 2 rounds or 3.
Yeah. Like,
Forget about it, right?
yeah, forget about it. It's not happening. This is, yeah. I
And
kind of fell in love with this game. Not even gonna lie to you.
yeah, I'm pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's got me hook, line, and sinker because I'm an old school D&D player. So I really enjoy the mechanics of this and the combat, and I enjoy the NPCs. I'm enjoying those small little details that they put out there. Like you can't rest a long rest unless you're at a campfire.
Yep.
Oh, of course you can't.
Duh.
You gotta make a campfire and set up your tents and stuff, right?
Right?
You need to set up camp before you can rest for the night. And if you get interrupted in the middle of the night, well, you don't get your
Yep.
full rest, right?
Makes
So you're
perfect
sleeping
sense.
longer. Yeah, it just makes sense. And something that I feel is crucial to tactical is getting the movement right. Like, I know that if I am a weak person, I'm not jumping across the gorge. I have to crawl down. If I can crawl down, move over, and then crawl back up. Yeah, it's not rocket science, but I'll tell you what, it makes a good. You have to think to be able to tactically position yourself into a situation that's going to make you able to win that battle. High grounds, the setting traps if you have them, so people can't get to you at that point. Most things that we fought have some kind of ranged combat in it, and if they got the high ground, we've been getting our butts kicked like that.
Oh, Jesus,
So
yeah.
we got to reposition ourselves behind things to not give them the tactical advantage. So it's like, when you get advantage and you're sneaking, you're hitting really hard, but if you're not, you're getting hit really hard.
Oh, yeah. You are getting your ass handed to you. It's really it's a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
This really does feel like you're having a tabletop D&D session, and it's just
And
delicious.
what did they just do? They just we just went through a section that we freed a couple of people, and they
Mhm.
came with us. They were added to the party. When you're in D&D and you're doing that, you have NPCs that go with you. They're building some type of rapport with those people. They're trying to keep them alive. We just did that, and through this scenario that we were just in, and we got them out, and then they got home safe, right? I mean,
Yep.
that's just because we're amazing. Anyway, so like
First first try, hey.
but when you go into it and you come out and you're like, all right, there's a sense of accomplishment there. You got NPCs that you're building rapport with, so your factions go up. Remember the faction thing? So in this game also has factions. So if I sell to a different faction while I'm adventuring, my positivity towards that faction goes up. So they'll sell you different things. You'll continue to move on in that sense. So that made a lot of sense to me in as far as adventuring, because if you got to bring somebody home, just like any tabletop DM knows, hey, there's going to be NPCs that are going to run with the crowd for a reason, whether it be as part of his narrative to get that NPC dead, so that you had built some type of relationship with him. Then you find out he's dead. Your party's going to go, oh, revenge, right? Or depending on what they are. Yeah. If
Right?
it was a dwarven party, they'd be like, all right, we're going to get revenge for that. But anyway, so it's building that same rapport with all of those people. We got two people that made it back. One of them died, which we were shocked to begin with. We were like, what? What? They just killed off one of their own dudes, right? So, but
Yep, that was kind of a shocker. I didn't enjoyable, not expected, good storyline.
when
So
it throws,
we have covered a lot of the stuff that was on our list. We don't have our guide and mentor here to keep us. No, wait, not mentor. No, I'm not following that.
uh-huh.
Uh-huh. We haven't character development. There are in-game talents and skill trees as you're leveling up. How many times have we leveled up now? 3?
3. Yeah, only 3.
3?
Yeah.
Only 3. Yeah, it feels like it's like, gosh, yeah, every encounter we've leveled up here so far.
Every bit of
Um,
experience is like dredging, right?
right. And you'll get the option to change your stats of some sort. There's 3 different choices. I wish I had the screen up right now because my ranger has 3 different choices. The rogue has no, 4 different talents you can go through and pick. And those are interchangeable. You can change them. It will let you change them later until a certain point. I don't know if they'll continue after that. We've only gotten so far. We don't know. You've probably played farther than I am because I only play with you. So
No.
yeah.
Not much,
Right.
not much further. I mean, it's been everybody's had their schedules kind of trapped up, and I've been helping people do things like move and do other things.
Yeah.
Um, it I think most of it falls into line like the talent trees, I guess you can call them. So
Yeah.
far, like what I do as far as a warrior, I get the option to be a champion, a spell sword, gladiator, barbarian, and they all got different attributes that go with that. So it's got different. You use your strength for this, you get more hit points. You can block better, like a shield guardian or whatever it is you pick. And yeah, you can switch those up as you're moving along, and you're picking the stats for it as you're
Hmm.
moving up in stats too. Like I'm going to put more into my strength, or I'm going to put more into my wisdom. Maybe I go spellcaster, or your intelligence, and you go spellcaster, and you know what I mean. So it combines all of those little things together that make your individual character customizable to a point where he is almost unable to build another character exactly like somebody else, right? That you're playing with,
And
even
I
if
was
you're all
surprised
rangers.
that even my ranger has castable abilities. Like not just like Hunter's Mark, and there's other castables that are coming up with it, which is a little bit of a surprise. So kind of liking
Yeah,
that.
50 rules. Yeah, they have some druidic
Yeah,
spells.
she's got some
Um,
heals, and I thought that was
mhm,
really unique. So I've actually spec'd into that now. It's like, oh, we could
yeah,
use a little extra heal every now and then.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
and
it's
that's
not
kind
gonna be
of.
super powerful or anything, but it's gonna do the job.
I think in this game they have most of the classes have some type of magic onset class, and I believe it's probably the Solasta world that puts it in that you know aspect of it as far as the different classes, or D&D 5th edition has come up with a way to combine, like even for the warrior there is a cell sword, right? There's a spell sword. So you can the fighters can cast spells like as far as even magic missile, burning hands, those kind of things. But I believe it's based on their intelligence. So if you're going to be that type, you may
Better
want
have
to
some
put a
intel.
little bit into your intelligence, or charisma if you're a sorcerer. Um, yeah, there's a couple of different things, and I just by looking at it, I'm pretty sure that's because I mean D&D actually falls into that realm of the intelligence and charisma for different spellcasters. So yeah, I think as far as I'm concerned, the champion classes, they really blend well with the fighters. Is fighter stats. The
Mhm.
spellcasters, they bind with the spellcaster stats pretty good, and they can pick, what do you call it, they can pick a. I never play a spellcaster, it's not really my thing. Not, I can't say never, I did once. I actually have a rogue character that I played before, and I do have a mage that I played before, but um a sorcerer, actually. It was a sorcerer, so it was kind of dragonkin type thing. But other than that, I don't really play that type of character. But from what I can tell in this game specifically, they have the ability to extend in like fire or ice or the elements, basically. So
Yeah, yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with that. So
in the druids, I don't know if I didn't even see like a druid class as much as did you? Is there a druid
no,
class?
I
So
did not see a druid class.
so that's probably why they have the ranger in that offset, right? Like, so the ranger has spells to offset the druid class. I believe there's a druid class in the expansions, maybe. Um, there, um, there's the Palace of Ice is one of the expansions.
Hmm.
Inner Strength is a one of the expansions, and these are basically just add-on adventures after you beat the game. These adventures can be added on for another so many hours of gameplay. Lost Valley. There is a Primal Calling, and I believe that's it. There's 4 Solasta 1 DLCs.
DLCs, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's awesome. I'm not going to be afraid to jump in and do the second one. Absolutely. It's been that kind of good. What can I say?
Yeah, the second one so far has been, to me, I started playing it. Of course, I have a all dwarven party, and that's one of the things we didn't even talk about really is when you first start this game on your own. If you're doing it solo, you can create all 4 of your characters. You can make you don't make one character, then you get in, and then there's other characters involved that can go with you. You can pick those other characters out of like a group of pre-made characters, kind of storyline characters. But if you don't want to do that, you want to have it all fresh, you can pick and build every character that you take in. So if you want to have a mage and a rogue and a cleric and a fighter, okay, perfect combination, right? But if you
Strange.
want all of that, you can put that in there. If you want a bunch of fighters, nothing but fighters, a dex fighter, a strength fighter, charisma tank or a con tank, any of those things, 2-handed weapons or individual, sword and board, you can make all of those characters before you even start the game and throw them all in together. And I mean, it can go everywhere from, well, now they have like different races in the DLCs. That you got your common characters in the regular one, and then if you get the DLCs, you'll get like Dragonborn, you'll get Dark Elves, I think, at some point. Lizard folk, you can play Lizard folk.
Okay, now I'm excited. It's like, okay, we can play some lizards. All right.
It could be crazy. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. And I mean, you're getting mostly positive reviews on these kind of things. This whole group is doing absolutely indie game developers. They're doing absolutely amazing things. And I don't mean to diss on the graphics. I think the graphics are great for what it is, for sure. And I think they've done an amazing job of combining their graphic style with the gameplay. Like you were saying, the dungeons look nice. Everything looks nice. They're creative in the fact that everything that I've seen so far in the cities, I mean, it's like you're building a D&D city, right? That's exactly what it is. You're building a D&D city. You're loving it. The armor sets are very well done for,
Yeah.
them going through and looking at it. You know how you go into some D&D based stuff and the armor's like great big giant huge on them and the swords are like 5 times their size and that kind of thing. Everything that these characters have, their armor fits them, that fits their class, like their movement, how they would move. So so you can see the little buckles and the little, all of those little details mean something to some people.
The rogue leathers look amazing. I
Right,
really
nice
like
and-
that because we just set up the rogue again, and it's like, oh, it's like this great red leather set. It's like, oh, perfect. You're a rogue. It's gonna hide some blood. I mean, it looks like it's appropriate for the character. It's like,
Right.
yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Let's go play the new one.
It's got a light. There is one more thing that I think is for this game in general. What I feel that they've done with this game on a personal sense for people that enjoy building their own adventures, which Listra talked about earlier. She said it's like grabbing your friends across the world and bringing them into a adventure. Well, this game you can. This game has a mechanic that you can build your own dungeons and adventure and then invite people into play. It takes you some time. You got to save it. You got to do all these things, but you can build cities, dungeons, and then put NPCs in. You can do all of those things and then invite your friends over to play through it. So you're basically DMing a group of 4 people to run through an adventure and then you have your D&D right there. You have your
It's
D&D
so much
session
fun.
right there. Yeah, and it's customizable. You know, it's crazy that they have that mechanic in it. To me, was nuts. It's like you can build your own
Uh-huh. Because we talked about
adventure.
this. It's like, oh, we're gonna do it. Look, there's a dungeon mode here. You can go and just do a dungeon from the onset screen, which
Yeah,
is come on.
it's a dungeon maker. It just got bigger in the fact that it's doing it. You can install your own dungeons. It says like your chambers. You can draw your map out, and you basically put it in the game. They're giving you the tools to put it into the game so you can get through it. Create your own adventures, and they're putting NPCs in. They're putting all of the basically they're building the entire dungeon, and then you're throwing, of course, your barrels in there, you're throwing your crates in there, you're throwing, all of the barriers, crypts. You can build your own crypts, and you you can take and put like stuff inside the chests. So you won something here, or secret doors. You didn't know, you didn't detect that because you put the DC on the door. You're basically DMing an entire adventure using this platform here. Like, what? That's crazy.
I love games like that, though. Seriously,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
They give
should
you
be able to create your own, Sounds I don't know. There used to be an old I think it's still out there. There was a Roll20. I think it cost money. In the beginning, it did not cost money. You could just go in and do it, but now it costs money. It would be the same thing. You could set up your own um D&D session in it, but it's I don't know. This is just I don't know. This is easy peasy. Does that sound strange? It's easy mode.
no. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it. I mean, leave us in the comments or something. Give us an email, send us an email or whatever. But if you ever played Neverwinter Nights,
Yeah.
Neverwinter Nights had the same DM tool where you could go in, use their characters, and that's all. That's all. I think 3.5 based back in the day, which is one of my favorite. Just being honest, 3.5 is one of my favorite running campaign tools, and that's usually what I use. I don't really use 5th edition, but I like 3.5. It's just maybe my age, but
It's who we
as
are,
far as
man.
that
It's
goes,
just who we are.
right? It's who we are. But Neverwinter Nights had that same thing where you could build an entire world, build on grid, but it wasn't like a tactical like this. It was more live turn based. Everybody's doing their own thing and going from there. But it was not near as detailed as this. And I think what Tactical Adventures have done with giving people the variety, giving people the opportunity to actually go into a dungeon. And then when you go into, you could set this dungeon up for 4 people, put it on, leave it open to the public. And if somebody is watching the public entries, they can jump in. And they would be a random person jumping into the game, going through your adventure.
Which
Yeah,
really leaves you open to some interesting situations.
right, right. And I think that could very well make things different for your adventure. You might not have your regular crew or the people that you're used to running around with, and you leave it open, you put it on there, you got your own adventure built, you open it up for people to get in. Boom, you've basically done an open D&D session for other people to get into that you may not know. And of course they have the push, or not push to talk, but the type to talk or communicate. You're making new friends. You're getting new people that enjoy the same thing you do, getting them involved. And of course, some things can be toxic. Anywhere you go, things can be toxic.
Right.
So, but at the same time, you may run into a couple of people that you enjoy playing with, just like we did. I mean,
Yep.
me and Lister, 2 years ago, me and Lister didn't know each other. we gravitated to each other by groups of friends. Our groups of friends drew us all together in this one big happy family, like we are.
Oh, we are. We give one another a lot of shit, but oh my god, we love one another. It's like, "Hey, where you been? We haven't seen you in a few days." Or I'm texting you, it's like, "Hey, what's
Yeah,
what's the
right.
deal, man? What are you doing? What do we got going on here?" It's like, "You're never this quiet. What the heck?" Yeah,
Right.
we've been busy with, real life stuff, and that's just the way it is. But
Mm,
yeah, we were not friends, 2 years ago. We did not know, and we are
No.
making, you know, I've heard more people say, "Oh, those aren't your real friends." Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay? Because we have made friends, we have actually traveled to see one another and got along just as famously in person as we
Yeah.
did,
Yeah. Absolutely.
online. So it's like, and we found out even more about one another that we absolutely loved. So
Absolutely.
it's fabulous. Well, come on, go make some new friends. And this will help you do that. Sometimes it's not easy, but so be
No.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that's a whole group. That's a whole thing, though. Like when you're trying to put yourself out there, you're getting yourself a little bit more, people getting to know you. That kind of thing can always be difficult. But when it comes to, and what I've always said, when it comes to tabletop adventure games like D&D, it could be anything. To be honest with you, that are D&D based or tabletop based. It could be, I don't know, cyberpunkish. It could be, whatever these other kids are into these days. But if you're sitting at a table and you're getting to sit and somebody gets invited, you don't even know that person, you're coming together for a common thing. There is no way you can't have fun. There's no
Yeah.
way. So, and I've always been real strong believer of the D&D unity, right? So this Solasta, Crown of the Magister, brings that D&D to an open society of online, right?
Yeah. It's you can find your people. Let's put it that way. Go find your people. This would be a way to do it too.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, back in the day,
Back in my day.
Neverwinter Nights did that same thing. We had found, I mean, we got on a server for Neverwinter Nights that we were on for a couple of years anyway, and I built a clan of Thunderheads, and it when I left and basically life happened real hard on the whole clan. So when we left and we had adulting to do, that when I came back just to check out the server, they had built a monument to the clan. There was a dwarven monument built to the Thunderhead clan in this clown hall, which I never even remotely thought about any of that stuff. And I went in there and I'm like, hey, let's just go check on this old server, blah, 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 blah. You go in there and next thing you know, you got people going, are you, because my character on that, was still saved in the game. So when I log back in, he's walking around and he's the king of the Thunderhead clan. So I'm walking around and people are seeing the name tag above, the Thunderhead, and they're like, "Are you such and such?" And they're typing at me, trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, "Wow!" I couldn't believe that community had done that. Like put him up there, and I would never say anything bad, about Neverwinter Nights. It's still a go-to game. It's still fun. All of these years to play the old Neverwinter Nights, it's still great, and we go back to it all the time because it's kind of one of those things. But I will say that this game here is snagged me. It's the graphics are a little bit better. The storyline is really good. I like the fact that they have the ability to take fifth edition rules and use them appropriately in a combination with the game.
Yeah, it's outstanding.
Yeah.
And everything you said is true. And I tried to play at one point Neverwinter Nights, but I never got that community. Whether it was the timing in it or what, I never was able to find that community that you did. That makes me sad because I would have loved to have done that. Because it's like I played it for a while and it's like, yeah, I'm playing here by myself, so I'm not gonna just do that. It just doesn't. It wasn't as enjoyable. Whereas if you had a group of people playing with you,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I get that.
you know,
Oh,
so
we
I would
had
go
at
back
least
and do it.
This clan was stupid. There was probably 20 people. We had 20 people in that clan on that server. Random people from all over the world. They were like, "Can I be part of your clan?" Well, you got to pass this test, right? So we go through a dwarven test and they pass. Some of them didn't, but the ones that did got to be part of the clan, and they got all the, we had crafters, we had, so we were making the best armor. We had miners, so we had groups of people going out and mining specifically for us, like the irons and the, mithril and all that stuff, bringing it back, and we'd build armors and sell it to other people, or of course give it to our clan members so that they were stronger. So yeah, no, we were pretty tight group of dwarves, man. It was I loved it. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything, and I
Love
will
it.
always say that it is a go-to, but this game right here has got me a little hook, line, and sinkered. So I'm happy we found it. I know that the second one, I heard about the game years ago. The second one coming out kind of re-triggered my brain, like, oh, this is a tactical turn-based RPG, which I love, Anyway, ever since Final Fantasy Tactics, I mean, that's really the one thing that got me back in the day. But this game here does more than just, tactical RPG adventure. It gives you the tools to create. It gives you the tools to use that you may not find without programming. Like if you got to go in and do your own thing. Neverwinter Nights, sometimes you had to program the people to do things. In this, you can pick a shopkeeper, you can pick another set of warriors or thieves or something like that, throw it in there, and it automatically, the AI knows what to do. That it's already programmed for you, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. I, it's done right. It's all I can say anymore. It's like it was done right. They took a lot of time, and indie developers, we like to support those, and this is what we got. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, they did. They put their baby together, and then that's the
Mhm.
thing. Sometimes you get these indie developers; they're working harder than these, AAA games, because it's not because they want to be better than them or anything like that. It's because they got the time to sit down and do what they want to do, opposed to falling into some kind of grid. You're falling into a grid when you're AAA. I got to do this. I got to do that. And this is what's hot. This is what's not. Blah 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 blah. These people took their heart and their soul and they put it into this game, Solasta, Crown, and Magister. And I love it. Great job. What a great job.
Yep. I Yep. Let's go do the second one. Let's go do it again. I'm gonna go download it. Seriously, I'm gonna go to the early access, and
I
we're gonna do it because I can see it right away from their main page. That's like they've obviously done some really nice upgrades to it.
Yeah, there's some pretty good upgrades. I don't like the dwarven beards in this one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like. I think the early access is fine because that's what they're doing. They're getting out to people, and I hope with my feedback on the dwarves, I think they did a lot better job in this one with the dwarven beards and the voices. They only had 3 voices, but each of the voices that you can pick for the dwarves are very good. They're grumbly, they're that stern, that whole, you know, demeanor type voices. Where in Solasta 2, we'll talk about that later. We'll do a little rundown on the we'll do the Solasta 2 another time. But yeah, I already have it. I already got it. I played through about, I don't know, maybe a couple hours. I don't know. Haven't had a lot of time for that because I want to get through this one so I can see where the adventure falls into line and starts to fit with the second one. Not that it would, not that it does, but the mechanics are a little, about the same. So if you get the mechanics of Solasta, Crown of the Magister, you'll get the Solasta 2. The graphics seem to be a little bit better as far as what I've seen. Everything looks pretty clean, and I haven't had a lot of bugs either yet. So I've only played it for a few hours, but the early access hasn't had a lot of bugs. This game hasn't had a lot of bugs. You're going into a lot of bugs that I've seen. Now, other people might have seen something a little bit different, but as far as the bugs so far, I haven't seen any. Other than I did get kicked off a few times, and a friend of ours couldn't get on for a while, but that was on his end, I believe. It was his internet was stopping it from showing the what is it? What is the
Oh, the port wasn't. Yeah, it was
yeah, the
something about his
port.
ports weren't open. So yeah,
Yeah.
not
So
the game's fault. Not the game's
yeah,
fault.
not the game's fault. And this port here, for some odd reason, I've been kicked off of the game twice, I think. But
Hmm.
it could be my internet. I live out in the country. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. And Solasta too. We're stepping a little too far. I don't think they have the multiplayer open yet.
No, it's not
So
open
that
yet.
comes later. They're doing it in shifts here, what they're adding as they go. So be prepared. You're not going to be able to do multiplayer right out the box if you're going to get the early access.
No, yeah, you can't. But like I rather get through this, maybe buy a DLC, get through that, buy the other DLC, get through that, and that way we have a better understanding. So when it comes out to where it's got multiplayer in early access, of course, me and Liz would like to get right into it,
Hmm, hmm.
but maybe we drag some friends along if they're willing to go ahead and spend the money to get it.
Yeah.
Or I'll accidentally throw it at them or something. I don't know. I do things like that sometimes.
Yeah. In the future here, we're just going to wrap this one up and put a little bow on it. We're looking at possibly, maybe, we haven't fully discussed it yet, maybe touching on some VR games as well. And some of the games that we already have are actually VR ready. So I don't know if anybody's actually interested in that. The only reason I say it is because I recently received as a gift a VR headset. I got a MetaQuest 3. So I'm kind of looking at games to play for the MetaQuest as well. So, yep, I have stepped into the 21st century, kicking and screaming. That was not something I had even thought about purchasing myself, and then it was given to me, and it's like, okay, well, if you're gonna give me something, I mean, why not give me a little game tech?
Yeah.
So,
There is a game. There is a game that is VR and computer ready. We've already started. Maybe we could see if you could do it VR and I can do it on PC
oh,
if that'll work. You know what I'm
yeah,
talking about. But we
yeah,
don't want to talk about it. We'll just
no, we'll
read
just
my
do it.
mind.
Yeah, I'm,
Right.
I'm reading your mind right now. That's awesome. Well, super. Let's
Awesome.
put a bow on it and say thank you so much for everything. You have been the best game master we've had. I love this. You and I, man, we click when it comes to games. We don't always like the same games, which is
No.
good because we need to get two separate views on our games. But
Right.
man, yeah, when it comes to our nerdiness, yeah,
Yeah.
right on.
Yeah.
So
We get dirty.
yeah, we
We
do.
get real dirty. All right. It was great. Great. Thanks everybody for listening.
Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
We want to thank everyone for sticking with us through the revamp of our podcast. If you like what you hear, you can support the show at patreon.com, The Third Faction Show. We will always be free, of course, but your support really does help. You can also leave us a review on your chosen podcast platform and at bonusroll.gg/directory. You can email the show at thethirdfactionshow@gmail.com. For other links on where to find us, visit the website at www.thethirdfaction.com, where you will find links to our Discord. Come and join us.